My dear friends, let me ask you a question that comes from the heart. What is it that truly makes a woman confident? Is it her appearance, the clothes she wears, the attention she receives, or the number of people who admire her? When we look deeper, we discover something important. Genuine confidence is not something you can wear, buy, or display. It does not depend on what the outside world thinks about you. True confidence begins within. It is a gift from God. But like any gift, it becomes stronger when we take care of it. It grows through our habits, our decisions, our values, and the way we choose to live each day. Think about a small seed planted beneath the soil. At first, you cannot see much happening, but as its roots grow deeper, it eventually becomes a strong and beautiful tree. In the same way, a woman becomes emotionally strong and difficult to shake when her life is deeply rooted in discipline, faith, character, and God's presence. And remember, confidence is not pride. It is not arrogance, ego, or the need to feel superior to others. Real confidence is quiet strength. It comes from understanding who you are, knowing that your life has purpose, and trusting that the Almighty walks beside you through every season. A confident woman does not constantly chase validation because she does not need strangers to determine her value. She understands where her worth truly comes from. People's opinions can change from one day to the next, but God's truth remains constant. That truth gives her something solid to stand on. There are certain daily habits that can build this kind of inner strength. They do more than make a woman confident. They bring peace into her heart, grace into her actions, and a deeper sense of joy that circumstances cannot easily take away. One of the most powerful habits is beginning the day with God instead of immediately entering the noise of the world. Before checking your phone, reading messages, scrolling through social media, or rushing into responsibilities, give yourself a few quiet moments with your Creator. That simple pause can change everything. Imagine lighting a small lamp inside a dark room. The lamp does not remove everything that is difficult, but suddenly you can see more clearly. In the same way, spending time with God may not instantly remove your problems, but it can completely change the way you see those problems and how you respond to them. Think about the sunrise. Every morning, regardless of how difficult the previous night was, the sun rises again. Storms may come, clouds may cover the sky, darkness may last for hours, yet morning still arrives. A woman who develops a daily connection with God becomes steady in a similar way. Her confidence does not come from having a perfect life. It comes from knowing that she is never walking through that imperfect life alone. Imagine two women beginning their mornings. The first wakes up and immediately reaches for her phone. She checks notifications, looks at other people's lives, compares herself with what she sees online, and starts thinking about everything she has not accomplished. Before her day has even properly begun, anxiety has already entered her mind. The second woman gives herself 10 quiet minutes. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and offers a simple prayer. Thank you, Lord, for giving me another day. Guide me, strengthen me, and keep me safe. That small moment settles her heart. Later, when something goes wrong, she does not immediately panic. She has already created a place of peace within herself. Which woman is more likely to move through her day with confidence? Connecting with God is not simply about performing a ritual. It is about developing a relationship. It is like speaking with someone you trust completely, someone who does not abandon you, become tired of hearing you, or judge your struggles. Sometimes we rush to tell everyone else about our problems, hoping they will understand or solve them. When they cannot, disappointment follows. But when we first bring those burdens to God, we often receive something even more valuable than an immediate solution: wisdom, patience, courage, and clarity. A woman who carries God's presence within her begins to carry peace wherever she goes. This daily connection can look different for every woman. It may be prayer, reading scripture, quiet reflection, meditation, or simply sitting alone for a few moments and listening to the thoughts within your heart. The method is not the most important part. Sincerity is. What matters is creating enough space to remember the source of your strength. Your confidence does not come from money, status, beauty, achievements, or other people's approval. Your deepest strength comes from within, from the relationship you build with God. Imagine a young professional working in a demanding environment. Every day brings deadlines, criticism, competition, and pressure. Without inner stability, those challenges can slowly make her question herself. She may begin believing she is not good enough or that she is falling behind. But imagine that she begins each morning reminding herself through prayer, I am guided, I am capable, I am protected, I am not alone. The workplace may still be difficult, but her response changes. She becomes calmer, more thoughtful, and less controlled by fear. Confidence does not mean having a life without challenges. It means developing the courage to face those challenges without allowing them to destroy your sense of worth. And courage becomes stronger when you consistently nourish your spirit with God's presence. Now think about a mother whose entire day revolves around her family. She cooks, cleans, teaches, organizes, gives, loves, and sacrifices, often without receiving recognition. When she never takes time to reconnect with God, exhaustion can slowly turn into frustration and resentment. But even 5 quiet minutes can make a difference. She can breathe, pray, and remind herself that her work matters. Her love is meaningful. Her efforts are seen, even when other people fail to notice them. That small moment of remembrance can change the atmosphere of her entire day. It can influence how she speaks to her children, how she handles pressure, how she manages her home, and how she sees herself. Because confidence is not about being the loudest person in the room. It is about being deeply rooted. A woman who knows her connection with God does not need to constantly announce her value. Her character speaks for her. She does not spend her life chasing approval because she understands that her worth is not decided by public opinion. Criticism may hurt, but it does not have the power to define her. This is the kind of confidence that grows quietly, day after day, when a woman chooses to return to God, reconnect with her purpose, and remember where her real strength comes from. Think about a mobile phone. No matter how beautiful, expensive, or advanced it may be, eventually the battery becomes empty. It needs to be connected to a source of power before it can function at its best. In much the same way, even the strongest woman needs moments of spiritual renewal. When she constantly gives to everyone around her without reconnecting with her source, she eventually becomes drained. But when she returns to God, she restores what the world cannot give her: peace, clarity, strength, and the quiet confidence to keep moving forward. Think about a phone. It can be the newest, most powerful device available, but if its battery is empty, it cannot do what it was designed to do. The same principle applies to us. A woman may be talented, intelligent, successful, or beautiful, but if she never takes time to restore her spirit through prayer and connection with God, her inner strength can quickly disappear when life becomes difficult. But when she takes time each day to recharge her heart through prayer, reflection, and faith, something changes. She becomes calmer, stronger, and more peaceful. Her confidence begins to shine from within. Remember, my dear friends, confidence is not created overnight. It develops through small choices repeated consistently. Just as our bodies need food every day, our souls need spiritual nourishment. A woman who develops this habit carries a different kind of presence. Her smile has warmth behind it. Her words have strength. Her eyes reflect a sense of peace. Others may wonder where that strength comes from, but she understands the source. It comes from the quiet relationship she chooses to nurture with God every day. Another powerful habit of a confident woman is learning how to speak to herself. The way you talk to yourself becomes the ground where your confidence either grows or dies. We often pay close attention to what other people say about us, but the voice we hear most often is the one inside our own mind. If that voice constantly tells you that you are failing, that you are not attractive enough, capable enough, smart enough, or worthy enough, then even the praise of others may never make you feel secure. But when your inner voice becomes compassionate, encouraging, and rooted in faith, you can remain strong even when someone else doubts you. Think about the words you use with yourself every morning. If you wake up thinking, I can't handle this, I'm not good enough, everything is going wrong, your mind begins accepting those messages as reality. But if you remind yourself, I am capable, I am loved, I have a purpose, God is with me, you create a completely different foundation for your day. Imagine a little child learning to walk. She takes a few steps, loses her balance, and falls. Now imagine her mother responding by saying, "You're terrible at this. You'll never learn." Would that child become confident? Probably not. she would begin associating every mistake with failure. But imagine the mother smiling, helping her stand and saying, "That's okay, try again, you can do it, I believe in you." Those words give the child the courage to keep trying until one day she walks without falling. We are not so different. We are still learning. We still make mistakes. We still fall sometimes. And if every mistake becomes another reason to attack ourselves, our confidence will slowly disappear. But when we learn to speak to ourselves with patience and remind ourselves that God is still working within us, we develop the strength to keep moving forward. A confident woman understands that her internal dialogue influences the way she experiences the world. She reminds herself of God's promises. She remembers that she is loved, that she has purpose, and that she is never truly alone. These reminders become like a shield around her heart when criticism, rejection, and doubt come against her. So remember this: confidence is not pretending that everything is perfect. It is not having every answer or never making mistakes. Confidence is developing habits that keep your mind healthy, your spirit strong, and your heart connected to the one who created you. From the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep, there is a conversation happening inside your mind. What do you say when you look at yourself in the mirror? What happens inside your mind when you make a mistake? When something goes well, do you allow yourself to feel proud, or do you immediately tell yourself it was nothing? These small statements may seem insignificant, but repeated every day, they can either build insecurity around you or give you the courage to rise. Imagine a student preparing for an important examination. She has studied for weeks, but whenever she opens her books, she thinks, "I'm probably not smart enough. What if I fail?" Nobody else may hear those words, but they still affect her. They create anxiety and slowly weaken her confidence. Now imagine that same student choosing a different inner conversation. She tells herself, "I've prepared. I am capable of learning. I will give my best, and God will be with me through the process." The circumstances have not changed, but her mindset has. And that small change can create courage. Your words are seeds. Whatever you repeatedly plant in your mind will eventually influence what grows there. Constant doubt produces fear. Hope and faith create courage. That is why positive self-talk is more than simply repeating motivational phrases. It is a discipline. You have to become aware of the thoughts you repeat without even noticing. "I'm not enough. I always mess things up. Nobody cares about me." When these thoughts are repeated often, they can become invisible chains around your mind. But you can choose different words. "I am learning. I am becoming stronger. I am loved. I am capable. I am still growing." These words may seem simple, but repeated consistently, they can change the way you see yourself. Think about a woman dealing with pressure at work. Perhaps her manager expects too much, deadlines keep piling up, or her coworkers are not supportive. If she repeatedly tells herself, "I can't handle this, I'm not capable," her confidence will gradually weaken. But if she changes that inner conversation and says, "This situation can teach me something. I am stronger than I realize. God will give me the wisdom and strength to handle what is in front of me," she approaches the same challenge differently. Pop self-talk does not mean pretending that problems do not exist. It means refusing to turn a difficult situation into a negative identity. When you fail, don't tell yourself, "I am a failure." Tell yourself, "I made a mistake and I can learn from it." When you face rejection, don't say, "Nobody wants me." Tell yourself, "This opportunity was not meant for me, and I trust that another door can open." The situation may remain the same, but the meaning you give it changes. And that meaning can determine whether you become discouraged or stronger. Try a simple practice each morning. Stand in front of a mirror and speak 3 encouraging statements to yourself. "I am worthy, I am strong, I am guided." At first, it may feel unusual, but repetition matters. Just as water slowly shapes stone through constant movement, the words you repeat can gradually reshape your thinking. Think of a mother who feels overwhelmed by everything she has to manage. She may sometimes think, "I'm not doing enough. I can't handle all of this." Those thoughts drain whatever energy she has left. Instead, she can remind herself, "I am doing my best. My love matters. My efforts are seen by God." That shift can bring peace back into her heart. Other people's words may hurt you temporarily, but the words you repeat to yourself can stay with you for hours, days, and even years. If your inner voice constantly attacks you, you eventually become your own enemy. But when that voice becomes kind and supportive, you become someone who knows how to stand beside yourself. Confidence does not require a life without difficulties. It requires an inner voice that refuses to abandon you when difficulties arrive. Think of a garden. If you continually pour harmful chemicals onto the plants, they will struggle to grow even when sunlight and rain are available. Your mind works in a similar way. If you constantly fill it with criticism and doubt, you make it difficult for yourself to flourish. But when you nourish your mind with faith, encouragement, gratitude, and positive self-talk, you can continue growing even during difficult seasons. So speak to yourself with kindness, speak with faith, speak with courage. Trade self-doubt for self-belief. Replace fear with faith. Replace destructive criticism with constructive encouragement. When you develop this habit, your confidence becomes less dependent on applause or criticism. It begins to come from within, quiet, stable, and strong. And there is another habit that can transform a woman's confidence: lifelong learning. True confidence is not only about appearance, achievements, or how impressive you seem to others. It also comes from knowledge, wisdom, curiosity, and the willingness to keep developing yourself. A woman who continues learning carries something that nobody can easily take away from her. She understands that not knowing something today does not mean she can never know it. Tomorrow gives her another opportunity to learn. Life itself is like a giant classroom. Every experience can teach us something. Every mistake can reveal something. Every new challenge can expand us. When a person stops learning, the mind can become stagnant. Think of water that never moves. It eventually becomes still and unhealthy. The mind can become similar when we refuse to stay curious. But when a woman remains open to new ideas, new skills, new experiences, and new wisdom, her mind stays active and alive. And that curiosity becomes another source of confidence. A woman who keeps learning does not automatically run away when something unfamiliar appears before her. Instead, she can look at it and think, I may not know how to do this yet, but I can learn. Instead of running away from difficult situations, she approaches them with courage because she trusts herself to find a way forward. She may not have every answer immediately, but she believes she can learn what she needs to know. Imagine a woman who has never been comfortable with modern technology. One day, her workplace introduces a completely unfamiliar computer system. At first, she feels overwhelmed and embarrassed because everyone around her seems to understand it. If she tells herself, I can't do this, I'm too old to learn something like this, her fear will grow and her confidence will disappear. But what if she tells herself, this is unfamiliar, but unfamiliar doesn't mean impossible. I may need time, but I can learn it. She starts practicing. She asks questions. She makes mistakes. She tries again. Slowly, what once seemed confusing becomes familiar. Eventually, she becomes comfortable using the system. And now she feels something she didn't have before: pride in herself. Her confidence did not grow because the process was easy. It grew because she refused to stop learning. Learning is not something that ends when school or university ends. It is a lifelong journey. A confident woman stays curious. She reads, listens, observes, asks questions, and pays attention to the lessons hidden inside everyday experiences. Even her mistakes become teachers. When something goes wrong, she does not spend all her energy asking, why did this happen to me? Instead, she asks, what can this experience teach me? That question changes everything. Instead of carrying bitterness, she carries wisdom. And wisdom eventually becomes another foundation for confidence. Think about a little girl learning to ride a bicycle. Her first attempt may end with a fall, and she may cry because she is frightened or embarrassed. But if she treats that fall as information rather than proof that she cannot ride, she gets back on. She thinks, next time I'll hold my balance better. I'll keep my hands steady. I'll try again. After enough attempts, something happens. Her body finds the rhythm. She stops thinking about every movement. Suddenly, she is riding freely, smiling and laughing. That is how confidence develops in life. We become stronger when we stop treating failure as a final verdict and start treating it as a lesson. Think about a woman becoming a mother for the first time. In the beginning, she may feel completely overwhelmed. She may wonder whether she is capable of handling all the responsibilities, but with time, she learns. She listens to experienced mothers, reads, asks questions, and most importantly, learns from her own experiences. Every difficult day teaches her something. Every mistake gives her new understanding. Every challenge develops another part of her strength. Eventually, she realizes that she is far more capable than she once believed. That is the beauty of lifelong learning. It turns uncertainty into understanding and nervousness into courage. And one of the greatest gifts that learning develops is humility. A genuinely confident woman does not pretend to know everything. She can comfortably say, "I don't know." She understands that there is always more wisdom to discover. Because she is humble, she listens. Because she listens, she learns. Because she learns, she grows. Arrogance closes the mind, but humility leaves the door open for wisdom. And learning goes far beyond books, degrees, or professional skills. We also learn emotionally and spiritually. A difficult person can teach us patience. Helping someone who is suffering can teach us compassion. Surviving a painful season can teach us resilience. Facing disappointment can teach us maturity. Every chapter of life carries a lesson for the woman who is willing to look for it. Think about a tree. Year after year, it continues reaching toward the sky. It keeps developing, growing, and changing throughout its life. A woman can do the same. Whether she is young or older, single or married, working or retired, there is always another skill to develop, another truth to understand, and another part of herself to strengthen. Learning also creates independence. When a woman develops useful skills, she becomes less dependent on someone else to solve every problem for her. She becomes capable of standing on her own. Learning about money can help her make wiser financial decisions. Learning communication can help her express her needs and feelings clearly. Developing spiritual wisdom can help her remain calm when life becomes uncertain. Knowledge gives clarity, and clarity reduces fear. Let me share another example. Imagine a woman who has been afraid of speaking in front of people for most of her life. She avoids presentations and stays silent whenever attention turns toward her. Then one day, she decides she is tired of being controlled by that fear. She takes a public speaking class. She practices alone in front of a mirror. She begins speaking to a few trusted people. Slowly, she becomes more comfortable. The fear doesn't disappear in one moment. It becomes smaller through practice. Eventually, she finds herself standing in front of large audiences and speaking with confidence. What changed her life wasn't some magical talent she suddenly discovered. It was her willingness to learn.